Tales from the Crypt, Season 4, Episode 4, Seance. Not the seance, not a seance, just seance. As always, starts out with the intro. Then we got the Crypt Keeper. He's a he's a stereotypical private eye, talking like this, probably saying dame and what have you. And then we get into the story. Starts out, it's a great Malenko type. What do they call him? A fortune teller. And she's there doing her thing. And then, like a druid, a cloaked figure comes out, and it turns out it's her partner, not in a sexual way. Well, maybe at some point, but they're running a scam because she's not really a fortune teller, you see. But oh, how many of them are there? They have a client coming to get her fortune read to see if they should hand over some money. And the guy's just like, this is kind of, why don't we just leave her alone, go our own separate ways when we're ahead? And the lady's like the fortune teller. She says, oh, let's just get this one last score. And guy's like, oh, how did I get myself into this mess? 1 week earlier, we see the dude. He's in an office. I guess he's claiming to be an attorney, and the lady's there dressed like she's in mourning. And then old John, go fucking iceberg Vernon, walks in, and the lawyer, who was the druid guy, the con man, one of them, he's just like, hey, this is your cousin. And that's the lady who's the fortune teller, his crime partner. You're just like, oh, look at you. And all that kind of inappropriate things one in West Virginia would do when they look at their cousin. And the lawyer says, oh, yeah, your uncle died or something and left this money, blah, 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 blah. It's just a con to try and get John Vernon out of his money. He says the girl's his long lost cousin, like I already said, so I'm repeating myself in this extremely short review. And the cousin and John Vernon say, hey, how about we meet up later to talk about this whole situation? Long story short, old John Vernon ends up having sex with his cousin, and the dude's in the closet taking pictures because if the deal doesn't go through, they're just going to blackmail the guy and show the wife the pictures of him having sex with the lady. So the next day, they all meet up at the attorney's office, and the attorney's getting the paperwork to get the deal finalized, and he starts humming this song that the lady was playing while they were fucking. So that was a giveaway. It's like, oh, I know what's going on here. I'm duped. I understand. So he takes his briefcase full of money and leaves, and goes down a broken elevator without the elevator being there. AKA, he falls down an elevator shaft, presumably breaks his legs, and calls up, please help me. I've fallen down the elevator. But he says it like John Vernon, you see. Anyways, they don't. The elevator car comes down, crushes him, raises up. There's guts and shit hanging from the elevator. And they're interrogated by the police. They're at the police station, and they come across his widow, and he's like, hey, I want to give you his cane back. It's like, oh, well, I'm blind, so put it in my hand because I can't see shit. I want to get all my husband's affairs in order, and I want to do what he wanted to do. So I'm going to talk to my spiritual advisor. and see if John still wants me to go through with this deal or whatever. So then we go to present, and it turns out they chained up and knocked out the actual fortune teller. And the lady now, she's just posing as one. So the whole thing is the dude's supposed to come out of the closet like, yes, I'm your dead husband. Give him the money. Ooh. But it turns out it really is John Vernon. He comes back from the dead to get revengeance. Woo! Tales from the Crypt. And then the Crypt Keeper's there. You know what he does already. He says something about sucking dick, and we're out. This one, it was whatever. Most of them have been whatever. Very, very paint by numbers stuff. Um, it seems just like an episode or two ago we had, well, let me show you how I got here. Does it again. Another one. Oh, coming back from the dead. Oh, spectacular. But John Vernon's always cool. So, I mean, that was a plus. If he wasn't in this one, I don't know what you'd get out of it. But yeah, don't have sex with your cousin, no matter how distant they are, no matter, if you've never met them before, estranged, I think that's the word. It's not a good thing to do. One, because it's fucking gross. And two, I'll look over at West Virginia once again. Sorry, West Virginia. I didn't mean for you to be the punching bag this episode, but you are West Virginia. See you next week, Kentucky. And everybody, head on over to dwnproductions.net. You can see my artwork, masks, bust props, custom work. Maybe you want something custom made. Maybe you want, I was going to say a sex doll of your cousin, but I'm not going to make that shit for you. Sorry, dog. But maybe you want a custom mask, a custom Crypt Keeper, or some shit. I don't know. Hit me up. Maybe I could do that for you. Then head on over to fastcustomshirts.com. Hundreds and hundreds of t-shirt designs over there. So check it out. If you're listening to this, you'll love the designs they got over there. And Mondays, boygob.com, and here on the YouTube page, weekly podcast goes up where Joe of Fast Custom Shirts, we talk about the movies we watched that past week. So check that out. Check this out. Check that out over there. And until next time, boy, God.